is the secret to cup caging that no one is telling you. Hi soulmates, my name is Tekla Ezugu, and in today's video, I'll be sharing with you how to achieve this beautiful cup on your screen right now. So if this sounds like something that I like to learn, go ahead now, like this video, subscribe to this channel, and also remember to turn on your notification bell so that you, my precious one, will be the very first person to know anytime I upload a new tutorial. This is the method that I've been using to cage my corset cups for a long time, and it has always stood out. And in today's video, I'll be sharing with you how you will also be able to do the same. So this is my corset cup that we are actually going to cage. I've already stitched it down. And first thing that I'm going to come in by 3/4 of an inch. Most people come in by half, but for me, I think that half is not always enough. So I'm going to come in by 3/4 of an inch all around the cup. And that is exactly what you can see me marking. And I'm going to go ahead to connect my lines. This is the first thing that you are going to do. Then after connecting my line, I'll now go ahead to extend the center line all the way up to the end of my cup. So I've already extended that center line. Then from that center line, I'm now going to measure from one point to the middle of my cup, and I'm going to go ahead to divide it by 3. You can eyeball it, but for me, I used about 1/4 inch to divide it. And I also measured 1/4 inch downwards, and then I connected the lines together. Now, this is one thing that I would love you to note. Note that when you are connecting this line, don't make it straight, right? Make it a little bit curved, but not too curved. So you can see the way that I did mine. And then on the other remaining part, I will also divide it into 3. You can just eyeball it if you don't want to use tape. And on the other side of my cup, I will also mark 1/4 of an inch. And then you now connect it. These measurements are not constant. It all depends on how big my cup is, but I feel this is what is going to work for this. So you can see what I have now. And then on that up part, I'm also going to divide it into 2. So all you have to do on that up part is to find the midpoint of each. So this is the midpoint of each one, and then I'll just connect a line there. So we are also going to attach a regilin bone there. Now let's go ahead to sew this. I've already stitched one, and I'm going to be sharing with you the method that I used to cage this. Can you see how fine this is looking and very neat? So now this is our second cup. The first thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to sew on this down line that is curved, and I'm going to bring my regilin bone, and I'm going to use a masking tape to cover the mouth, and I'm going to place it on this first curve line. Can you see where I'm placing it? Can you see? I'm making sure that it is not passing that line, and I'm going to sew it all the way to the other tip of the cup, right? So just carefully sew it, and then when you are sewing this, make sure that you are sewing on the regilin bone that is on the outside part of the cup, like the part that is close to the end part of the cup, not inside. That is where you are top stitching your regilin bone. And then when I get to the end, I'll also put a masking tape on it, and then I will close the regilin bone with the masking tape, and then I will now stitch it down, right? So I'm now going to bring another regilin bone and pass it under that particular one. Can you see the way I'm doing that? Because I want to stitch the top. So the part that I'm stitching is the part that is close to the end of my cup, not the part of the regilin bone that is inside. I just hope you were able to understand that. So I will also top stitch on the other part, and you can now see what we have. So now that you've done this, you are now ready to cage your cup. So I'm going to cage the middle part first. Kindly note that I am putting my regilin bone inside that bone that I stitched already, which is the reason why I told you not to sew the inside part of your bone. And once you get to the end, just lift your bone and then push it inwards. Make sure that every other bone that you are sewing, the ending part is hidden under that first one that you sewed. Can you see that? Can you see what I just did? So I'll also push another one into the start of the other bone, and then I'm going to stitch it all the way to the end. And once I'm getting to the end, I will cut it and also push it inside that particular one. Can you see the way I'm doing that? Just push it inside. Use the other bone that you first stitched to overlap it. Now I'm now going to go ahead to use the same method to sew down every other bone. Just watch your screen and you see exactly what I am doing, right? Now this cup method is just a snippet from our ongoing corset class. The class is going to start on the 15th of this month, and as the season is coming together, the best thing you can do is to upgrade your skill so that you can charge your clients more and deliver better quality work. Our corset class is just 15,000 naira for early registration. Any registration after the 14th of September is 20,000. All you have to do is to click the WhatsApp link. I'm going to leave it in the comments, and it will bring you directly to my WhatsApp so that you can register. If you are not ready to join the class on or before 14th of this month, there is no need for you to send a WhatsApp message. Now, after I was done, this is what I have. Then you now remember that part of that bone that we didn't stitch earlier. You now go ahead to now run a thread on it. So you don't stitch that part until all the inside is stitched down. Can you see how cupped this is? Can you see how beautiful this is already coming out? Right? Even though we've not ironed anything. It's not ironing that will necessarily bring out the cup. After caging, your corset cup should already be ready to do what it is made for. Can you see how beautiful this is? And you can see that all the bones is well curved and well relaxed. So use this method to make your corset cups and it is always going to stand out. So you can see both of them. Now, if you have watched up to this point, go ahead now to like this video, subscribe to this channel if you have not done so, and also check out other tutorials that we have on this channel. We have a blazer series and so many other corset tutorials as well. Just check the channel to see them after this video. Now, I went ahead to iron very well, to use my steam iron to press this down. Can you see the way I am ironing that? So after doing that, I will now place it on my cup and also iron it down. At this point, you are also trying to give the cup the shape that you want. Can you see the way? Just use your hand to try to mold it and then press everything down. You are going to do this before you even start to flesh anything. Make sure that you've gotten the shape that you want, right? Can you see? Make sure you've gotten the shape that you want. So you can also see the way I'm using my hands just to make sure that everything is nice and clean. And after doing that, I'm now going to go in with my hemming gum all over the places that I caged. Add your water and then use your fiber to now flesh it out. For me, I like separating my fiber because I like going in 2 times. If you like putting your fiber once, no problem. But for me, just go ahead now to put the first layer of your fiber. Once it's relaxed, cut out an iron. And then after this, I'm still going to go in again with my second layer. You know the way the fiber is, separate it into half. So I'm going to go in again with my hemming gum. Once after doing the first one, you would notice that the bones are still showing. You can still see the lines of the bone very well. So I also like going in with the second one and then I'll just press it all the way down. Press it very well. Make sure that everything sticks down very well. Right? So press very well, just the way you can see me do. If you don't have steam iron, just use water, add water to it and then iron it nice and clean. Now, after doing this, you now go ahead to now trim off that part that is unwanted. And remember that you are still going to leave an allowance You remember that allowance, that 3/4 inches that we came in with, make sure that you leave it on all sides. Make sure that your fiber is not covering that part, right? So you can see what I have. You can see how this is fine. After you are sure that all your allowances are out, then you now go ahead to iron it down again. Make sure that everything is pressed in nice and clean, just the way you can see me do. You can see that there's no rumpling or anything. This cup is very perfect and very in shape. And no matter your client's bust, once you use this method, it's definitely going to curve well. So I went in again to still mold my cup. You can see the way I'm trying to just give my cup the particular shape that I want, and you can see exactly what I am doing. Now remember that this is a snippet from our corset class that is starting on the 15th of September, which is this month. Click the WhatsApp link in the comment and it will bring you directly to my WhatsApp to register. Early registration is 15,000. Any registration after 14th of September is going back to 20,000 naira. So now you can see what I have after fleshing, and then this is my cup cover that I'm going to use to cup this cup. So let's just go ahead to now stitch it down. So I'm going to push in my cup cover, make sure that your lines are aligning, and then you now go ahead to pin it down. One thing I like doing at this point is that I like bringing the cover a little bit below the caged cup so that when I flip it, it can align very well. So just go ahead to pin it down, and then you now go over to the machine and stitch it down. Remember that we also have a WhatsApp community of tailors that you can join. We have over 700 tailors in that group. You can also join the WhatsApp communities where you can get to ask questions and get answers. It's just tailors. If you're not a tailor, you are not invited to the group. So right now, let's sew the cup. I'm going to come in by 1/2 inch. This is totally optional, but I just do this. And I'm going to go ahead to now stitch the cup. And remember that the part that we are stitching is the upside, right? The upside of the cup. So I'm going to use that 3/4 inch allowance that we left to stitch it all the way up. So once I get to at least 1/2 inch to the end part, I will now stop, and I'm going to go ahead to notch that part. This is the second one that I'm stitching down. Just go ahead, notch, and then cut. And remember that you are not going to stitch all the way to the end of your cup. Leave at least 1/2 inch of an allowance. So I'm going to go ahead to notch because this allowance is too much. So you definitely need to reduce it. Go in to reduce your allowance, notch, and then cut out. Also be careful so that you do not cut on the line that you have already stitched, right? So once you are done with this, just go ahead to flip your cup, and your cup is ready. Your cup is ready to be joined to your corset, right? You can see how neat and how beautiful, how well fleshed this cup is, right? And you can see exactly all the allowance that we left. And with this method, your cup is going to stand out very well. Just make sure that you use this method to cage your cup, right? And guys, push your cup, push the cover so that it will meet up with the caged part. Make sure that everything is aligning. Stretch it, right? So guys, this is where we'll be stopping for this tutorial. And remember that this is a snippet from our corset class. I just wanted to show you a little bit of what the corset class is all about, for those that have been asking what exactly are we going to learn in the corset class. So from here we are going to now go ahead to attach this to our corset. So if you want to join the corset class, in fact you should be in that class, click the WhatsApp link in the comment and register for the class on or before 14th of September. Any registration after 14th of September is going back to 20,000 naira. So why not register now that it's just 15,000? If you are registering outside Nigeria, just send a WhatsApp message. and I will guide you through how to register. And guys, see you in class on the 15th of September. And until my next video, guys, this is where we'll be stopping. And my name is Tekla Ezugu. Bye.